Welcome to NC Engineering. Our today topic also is very important in the field of refrigeration and air conditioning, psychometric chart, and the properties of air. Psychometric chart is one of the chart that is commonly used in solving HVAC problems. The properties of air such as dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, dew point temperature, relative humidity, humidity ratio are shown on this chart. This chart contains mainly five physical properties to describe the characteristic of the air. If we know any of these two properties, the three properties we can find out from the chart. Let us see first in brief what are these five properties of the air. The number one is dry bulb temperature, and it is read from an ordinary temperature thermometer. This another number two is wet bulb temperature, and it is more common in the field of air conditioning. These common people they don't use this term, and it is a read from a thermometer whose bulb is covered by a wet wick, and the difference between the wet bulb and the dry bulb temperature is caused by the moisture that dries from the wet wick that is covering the bulb of the thermometer, resulting the cooling effect on the bulb of the thermometer. So the wet bulb temperature will always be less than the dry bulb temperature. But in case if we have the relative humidity 100% and there is no chances for evaporation, so there will be no moisture dries from the wet wick that is covering the bulb of the thermometer. Ultimately the temperature will remain same, and the wet bulb temperature and dry bulb temperature will be same. The number three properties is dew point temperature. It is the temperature at which the moisture that is available in the air, it leaves the air and condenses on the objects. This common example for this is dews that is formed on the grass and the plant leaves. There is one more common term which we face in our life. We see sometime the weather that there is fog. What is fog? Actually, the fog is the condition when the dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, and dew point temperature are the same, and the air is saturated. It cannot hold more air, more moisture inside, and when air is at saturated condition, when another moisture enter the air, it replaces the already existing moisture within the air, and this displaced moisture that leaves the air, it leaves from in the form of very fine droplets, and when this condition occurs in nature, it is called fog. Number 4 is relative humidity. It is the ratio of amount of moisture that a given amount of air is holding to the maximum amount of moisture the air can contain at this dry bulb temperature. It is expressed as percentage. For example, if the relative humidity of the air is 50%, it contains one half of the amount of moisture possible at the existing dry bulb temperature. Number 5 is humidity ratio. It is the actual weight of water in the air. Now we'll see how these properties we can find out from the psychrometric chart. We have this psychrometric chart. It is showing, if you will see, these vertical lines are dry bulb temperature, this inclined line are wet bulb temperature. You can this dry bulb temperature, and this one we can see this curve line are for relative humidity, and this horizontal lines representing the dew point temperature, and these line representing the volume cubic meter per kg. Suppose we know two conditions, that the air temperature is 45 degree dry bulb temperature and the relative humidity we have 25%. So let us draw the line from 45 degree dry bulb temperature, and let us see when it is cutting the line for relative humidity. It is the 25% relative humidity. Let us see where it is cutting. It is cutting here. Now from this intersection we can find the balance properties. If we need to know the dew point temperature, we will make from there horizontal line, and it is coming nearly 20 degree Celsius. If we need to know the wet bulb temperature at this section, we will see these inclined lines, this minus 30, 20, minus 10, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, this 90. Between 80 and 90 there is 85. So we can see it is this intersection, this matching line 85. So it means we have the wet bulb temperature 85, and if we know the dry bulb temperature of the air 45 degree, relative humidity 25%, now we found the dew point temperature, it is coming around 20 degrees Celsius, and the wet bulb temperature it is coming 85 degrees Celsius. So in this way we can find any properties of air if we know two properties of the air, and it is commonly used charts in designing of HVAC system. So thank you very much to be with us. We will next video will study new topics. Thank you very much again.